Well, you know, you got some of the coolest neighbors out there when they ask you if they can park their trailer on the street amidst everything else that goes on here. Well, I don't know what to expect today, guys, but we have the minty old Dodge dump bed truck over there that we're going to take for a little spin to go look at a bigger dump truck. So without further ado, I'm going to go wake up the old neighborhood here. I love just driving this old truck. Neighbor's got his nice Platinum over there. Sweet. I've never been more tempted to buy one myself. 0% for 7 years and all that good stuff, but yeah, why buy that when you can drive something like this? Yeah, why buy new when you can have 430,000 miles? No old truck's incomplete without having to slam the door twice. Do I have to do it 3 times now? No. Floor mat's in the way, that's why. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Now she's closed. Oh, it's got that old smell, old truck perfume to it. I know you don't have to start out in low, but I just love to anyway. Now we'll go down to first. Oh, this thing is so fun to drive. Well, we got moved into a Pontiac vibe here to haul tools back and forth. It's a lot quieter for the horses that are out here. People are just now starting to get out and ride again. There we are. And it's been used for a lot of salt removal, plowing, stuff like that. So you already know it's going to be rusty. Let's go take a look at it, shall we? 6500. And man, look at the rust on this thing. And I think what the guy said the problem they have with it now is the fuel line is so rusty. It rusted completely through, and therefore the engine's getting no fuel. It doesn't run anymore. Let's take a look in here. See how many miles we got on this thing. Oh wow, only 39,000. 40,000 miles. Wow. Yep, all the salt stuff, plow stuff. 40,000 miles, but man, what a rough life. If we try to start here. Can you hear the fuel pump running? It builds pressure, it sounds like. Yeah. Nope. Well, let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. I see some drippage. See it in there? Got all the intake manifold bolts out and everything else that's attached to the intake manifold out. Except for one thing. Come around to the other side here, and we're going to need a big wrench to get it off, and that is the EGR, the exhaust gas recirculation pipe right here. The pipe itself is actually threaded directly into that manifold there, so that's got to come loose either there or down there. And I would like to do it here if I can, but I got to make sure I've got a big enough wrench. Other than that though, intake manifold's loose. We're getting somewhere finally. There's the intake manifold off, and as you can see, we did a custom twist off EGR delete, so that's all done and taken care of. Got that out of the way here. Here's the other end of the EGR delete there. Yep, looking good. And now I'm working on getting the last of the fuel lines off of the back of the regulator here. And it's kind of no wonder this thing doesn't start. This gas smells like it's 50 years old. It smells terrible. So what I'm trying to do, you can probably see the fuel dripping back there. Trying to get this regulator, or this line off of the regulator the rest of the way. Back in there. Look how rusty these fuel lines are. This whole thing is just super rusty. But it's coming off slowly but surely. I'm gonna wrench on this a little bit more, and then that should be the last of the fuel lines off the regulator, and then we can get the fuel rail out. Put a new fuel rail on, put fresh gas in it as well, because that gas in there smells terrible. Well, here we go, everything is out, and man, that fuel rail and pressure regulator assembly back there was a real pain to get out because of how rusty everything is. Finally found a use for a 9mm here. It was so rounded out and rusted that I ended up just taking a hammer and a little extension here, hammering the wrench onto the 9mm nut there, and that actually got it off and broke it loose. It was tricky because this bolt is between the distributor cap and the engine block, so there's no way to get in there with a long socket or anything. It has to be a wrench. Even with the little swivels here, I couldn't get into it, so I finally got it out with that. Now the big project here is gotta replace all the fuel injectors, because here they are. They were all gummed up and clogged up from just sitting for so long. I think the guy said this thing sat for years. Yeah, look at the inside of that fuel injector. That's nasty. I wonder when it's starting. Anyway, so we got all new fuel injectors. Got a new fuel rail, pressure regulator, all that good stuff. They put a new fuel pump in it not too long ago, thinking that was the problem. The pump was bad, but it still didn't fix the problem. We know we've got fuel pressure up there because we saw it leaking out of the front of this pressure regulator, or the fuel rail here. And it's just leaking out of that super rusty spot there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but anyway, so there's the old rail. We'll still use this wiring here. Got the new fuel rail right here. With the new, he's got a new pressure regulator as well we're gonna put on it. Everything is just so rusty on this thing. Man, it has taken me forever just to get to this point. It's amazing how much more difficult rust makes stuff. Look at these things. Trying to work on that nest while I'm working on this thing. Oh, not for long. Nothing like a toasted crispy wasp. I even found a bird's nest in this thing. See if there's anything in it. Wow, eyes aren't even open yet. I can't see it from above. It looks like a little bird, you know, like a finch or a wren or something maybe, I'm not sure. Got new intake manifold gaskets, the new injectors, new fuel rail. Somehow these lines are still okay and threaded into the new regulator there, so we're all good. Now we're going back on with the intake manifold. All right, we're not 100% back together yet, but I want to just try to start it and see if it'll run at all before I go to putting all the little bracketry and the air filter and all that stuff back in, just to see if it runs, if it'll even run, and see if this is taking care of the problem. Check for fuel leaks. Okay, we're primed and have good pressure, sounds like, according to the fuel pump motor. Let's try to start this thing up. Oh, she wants to go. Huh. Try to give it some pumpage. Doesn't want to idle for some reason.
Yeah, I kind of realized the way it's probably not idling right because this EGR line is loose here. So I think I just need to tighten that up a little bit whenever we replace the hose. You see the hose down there, it's unlocked. But we also have oil spewing from the cooler line there, as you can see. It's spraying right onto the manifold. Like literally right onto it. Anyway, shut this thing down. Alright, well, I had it running and my wife told me I had to shut it off. There's a riding arena right over there on the other side of those trees where she's teaching lessons, and she said it scared the horses. Yep, there's one of them right there. So, oops. But it runs now, and found another problem. As kind of expected, the engine oil cooler lines started pouring oil, just puking oil everywhere. Got on the manifold a bit. There's a lot on the ground. So it's definitely going to need these oil cooler lines. But for a 99, not a bad looking truck. I like it. It looks great. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. A Dirty Mechanics thumbs up. Holy crap. And I'll see you guys next time.